What's up guys, today I want to talk about the new iPhone 11 Pro Max. Apple as usual have updated their flagship device. They have finally caught up with the competition, incorporating a triple camera setup which works really well. Aside from the triple camera and the processor update and whatnot, I consider this to be a incremental upgrade more than a major upgrade. The processor is faster, but the RAM remains the same. The design is about the same as well. Speaking of design, the back is now a matte finish, and it only comes in matte as far as I know. I kind of wish they at least offered a glossy option, but overall, it does feel really nice in the hand, so I don't think too many people will complain about that. The battery life has been improved by 5 hours over the iPhone XS Max, which is really impressive, so they're finally starting to catch up to the Android competition that have big battery capacities. It comes with the latest iOS 13, and there's already been a 13.1 and a 13.1.1 update, so it doesn't sound like iOS 13 is that stable. At least I thought it was more stable, but that's something to consider. Weirdly enough, it still contains the Lightning connector. There's no Type-C, even though they updated the iPads. And what's even more interesting is the charger that it comes with is actually a Type-C charger. So on one end it's Type-C, and on one end is Lightning. And it does support fast charging now, which is nice. It's faster than before. It also supports wireless charging, but it cannot charge other devices wirelessly, kind of like how the Samsung phones can do it. Don't worry iPhone users, I'll carry your battery life by wirelessly charging your device with my Note 10. The screen is nice, it's very accurate, and the resolution is the same. However, this has a 800 nit brightness, and it can go up to 1200, which is really impressive. They call it the XDR display now, just like their XDR display that's coming out in the fall. The speakers are pretty nice, and they sound really good. They sound better than my Galaxy Note 10. Come on Samsung, let's have a little look. That's pretty loud, but it sounds really clear, and the bass is nice too. It has good bass, which is something you don't see in phones a lot. I do appreciate the smaller things that Apple hasn't done to the phone, such as the Face ID unlock, and it's pretty fast, so it's already unlocked. Let's try that again. It's already unlocked, so that's really nice. A lot of the changes that we'll see is from iOS 13, so a lot of older iPhone users will get to enjoy many new features. However, there is a new feature for the camera where it detects the scene and kind of like stacks the pictures together and matches them up and makes like a nice picture. Unfortunately, it's not available right now for iOS 13. It's going to come out in the future sometime, so we'll have to see how that is. At the end of the day though, this is an iPhone. It performs just like an iPhone would, and with iOS 13, most of the iPhones will be very similar in features. If you have an iPhone XS Max or an XS and you want the 11 Pro, I'd say hold off. Don't buy it, just wait till next year. It's not as big as an upgrade as many people may make it seem. If you absolutely need the triple camera setup, then by all means, go for it, but I wouldn't upgrade if you have an XS Max. Even if you have an iPhone X, if you don't really need any of the new features or the slightly faster speeds that you know, I'd say wait until next year. Next year's iPhone will probably have a redesign, so that will be more worth it. But overall, if you're in the market for an iPhone, it's a great phone. I've been using it for a little bit and I really like it, but it's just not for me. Ever since I went back to Android, I kind of prefer Android, although they're really similar nowadays. But in my opinion, the best setup is an Android phone and then an iPad. I like to use both OSs, so that's my way of keeping myself cultured in both OSs. With that said, I hope this little mini review helps you decide whether or not if you want this. As always, I'll see you guys in the next one, and don't forget to subscribe. It's already unlocked, so that's It's just like any other iPhone, and